I'm the futurist who talks about climate change. I'm not a climate scientist. I'm not an activist. I'm a futurist. And as a futurist, it would be a dereliction of duty to not talk about climate change. Here's the thing about climate change. In 1970, first Earth Day, we thought there would be climate change, but we didn't know when it would be. Into the 1990s, we started measuring and realizing that there was climate change. But again, since it has never happened, since Homo sapiens have been on Earth, we don't really have exact science. So what has happened is that what was happening in 2000, we were saying, oh my God, this wasn't supposed to happen until 2050. And then by 2005, around the time of Inconvenient Truth and things like that, we were going, my goodness, what was supposed to happen in 2025 is happening now. Another way of saying it is nobody has ever gone to a climate change conference and come back and said, boy, climate change is happening much more slowly than I thought. So what has happened is every 5 years or so, we're having to change our forecast going forward. So in the 1990s, the conversation about getting off of fossil fuels was, by 2100, we need to do that. And that's the science that we thought. By about 10 years ago, say 2010, we need to do this by 2050. Then my co-author, Tim Rummeninger, and I, when we finished our book, This Spaceship Earth in 2015, started saying, no, we have to fundamentally change by 2030. Well, back in 2015, that was a radical statement. But since then, the Earth feedback loop is such that even the United Nations, the IPCC, came out 9 months ago and said, we must change by 2030. So all of the projections and all the suggestions in moving to a finite Earth economy crew manual is accepting that acceleration. So that if you read this book in 2 years, the science will have changed even more. So I'm jumping ahead and saying by 2030, if we don't fundamentally move to a finite Earth economy, there will not be civilization by 2100.